Hello again, and first of all, thanks for the video. I'm gonna try to address, I keep saying I'm gonna try to address as much as I can about what you brought up, because it always bothered me when I did letters that you would mention something and it would just get blown over by the person. So I'm gonna try to address as much as I can remember. One of the things is, if you'll notice, this is sent October 15th, the same day you sent yours, and you talked about, you know, finding a schedule when we'll send these. And because I drive around a lot, I have a lot of time to kill, and it's nice to talk to somebody other than myself, although I'm pretty entertaining, I think so. But anyway, yeah, tangents. Feel free to take however long you need to reply. I get it, some people, you know, have lives. This is mine. But I made a little list on a napkin. But hands-free on the phone. You were concerned about my driving safety. You were talking about where you lived in Canada. As a Toronto's Blue Jays fan, good to hear you're outside of Toronto. Bad to hear that they're not making a World Series this year. Let's see, and I'm glad your Thanksgiving went well. Yeah, our Thanksgiving, all I remember is it's on a Thursday in November. I can never tell you the date. But our Thanksgiving is kind of, I don't want to say non-traditional, but it's kind of non-traditional. It's a whole story. I used to drive a truck cross country for a couple of years, and I was out in a restaurant in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Don't look it up, it's a dot on a map. But anyway, I'm out there and I'm sitting in a truck stop and I'm waiting on my cheeseburger to arrive, and I start thinking, I wonder how many different states I've eaten a cheeseburger in. And I start thinking that when you go into someplace new, a new restaurant, you order the stuff that you're always used to. You know, hamburger, or chicken fried steak, or whatever it is, poutaines, or whatever Canadians eat. So I started thinking about it, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining. It's been a nasty rainy day here today. But so I'm sitting there thinking, I like the same food that I liked when I was 2 years old. At some point before I hit first grade, I decided what foods I liked and what I didn't. You know, I didn't like mushrooms, but I couldn't tell you what a mushroom tasted like. I just know that I've always disliked them. Same way with olives, I've always disliked them. If I had a pizza, it was pepperoni only, nothing else. That's just the way it's always been. I started thinking, I never try anything new anymore. So, and I told my wife about that. She said, yeah, it'd be nice to try different things. So when I was out driving the truck, it was really easy. I could, go to different places, different parts of the country that had different recipes or different foods. But when I quit that, I went to work in I work in IT for a business, and there's only, it's right next door to a McDonald's, and there's only so many different things you can try at McDonald's. So we figured that if we were going to continue to eat different types of food, or try different types of food, one of us needed to learn how to really cook. I lost the coin toss, so I had to learn how to cook. Actually, I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is making like fried chicken. However, if you give me a recipe that there's like 12 steps and 37 ingredients, I'm all about that fried chicken. And I'll do that. So, that brings us to Thanksgiving. So my wife always made the traditional American Thanksgiving. I don't know if y'all do the turkey and stuffing and sweet potatoes, things like that. But she always did that, and she made it the same way her mother made it, her grandmother made it, and so on. And that's how our family was. I said, I'll tell you what, let me do it. Let me make it. So the first year, I made the traditional stuff. The second year, I made the same things, but kind of a non-traditional. Instead of just a baked turkey, I did like an Asian turkey recipe. Instead of just the standard stuffing, corn cornmeal stuff or cornbread stuffing. I think I found like a sausage stuffing or something like that. It was the same stuff, just a little bit different. So the following year, oh, my kids all loved it. So the following year, I said, y'all will each pick out one of the standard dishes and y'all find a recipe for it. So we had like a Mexican stuffing. We had the same things, but just different twists, and they all got to pick it out. So they really liked that, being inspired. So that became a thing where they would all say, okay, I'm picking out the dessert. I'm picking out the potatoes. And last year I made, or the year before last, I made, instead of turkey, I made a goose, a duck, quail, different types of birds. Last year we smoked everything, outdoor grilled and smoked it. So, like I said, Thanksgiving is becoming non-traditional. Now, what you talk about my family at Thanksgiving, that's the one time where, because we do these really cool meals, that's the one time that we guarantee they're all going to be there. But I live not next door, but basically 2 or 3 doors down. Of course, it's in the country. Doors down is about 3/4 of a mile from a Christmas tree farm. So this Christmas tree farm is family-owned things, and every year when you buy a Christmas tree, they take a picture of your family, you know, and the following year they send you that picture saying, hey, it's time for your Christmas tree. So it's like a Christmas card from yourself from the previous year. It's a really neat little tradition they do. Because we live so close, we do it. But the Saturday after Thanksgiving is when they open. And they have family day, they have games for kids, they give away, you know, it's a nice, really cute little cabin place they have. And it's they give marshmallows, have games, and they stuff outside. They have hay rides, they have a 5K, they make a maze for the kids, they just all kinds of stuff. They make a day of it. So that's the Saturday after our Thanksgiving. So we have our Thanksgiving on that Saturday. So all the kids come. We do that in the morning, and then we have, you know, lunch or dinner. And that's the only time that you guarantee that they're going to get them there, because they got entertainment and free food. So that's our Thanksgiving. Now, that will be a prelude to everything you pretty much ask me. If you ask me a question, I can't just give you an answer. There's going to be a story. For example, you talked about the pets, the bearded dragons, and owning the dogs. Okay, here's the story on that. When I grew up, my father's idea of owning a dog, I remember we owned one dog that I can remember. And by owning a dog, I remember there was a dog running around that we called ours, I guess, that my mom would remember to put scraps, leftover food out every once in a while. You know, we'd see the dog once a week. Yay, that's our dog. He didn't believe in, you know, no, there ain't gonna be no pets in the house. I grew up, we didn't have a cat, we didn't have a dog, we didn't have fish, we had nothing. So my wife was the same way. She said, no, I grew up with pets in the house all the time. I don't want them. Every now and then, I had goldfish for a little while. One of my daughters growing up had a ferret for a little while, but it was nothing big. I always wanted a dog, man's best friend. So she surprised me. Girl she worked with, her mother raised yellow labs. And my wife, I keep calling my wife Lisa, her name is Lisa, surprised me when my birthday with this yellow lab puppy. And that had to be 2007, 8, 9, something like that. So the dog is at least 10 years old. Smartest dog I've ever met in my life. Never trained him to do anything, but he can do anything. You can rob my house with a tennis ball. If you show up with a tennis ball, by the time you play that second game of fetch, he'll let you in the door. He'll show you where we hide the key. He'll give you the combination to get you in the garage. He'll help help you carry the TV out to your truck. You can rob me with impunity. Just play fetch with that dog. But now, we have this yellow lab. So, year before last, I'm going to return the favor. My wife wanted a small dog. So I get her, I find this, it's a little rat terrier. And sweetest dog there is, dumbest dog that's ever lived, but he's just sweet. He liked to go riding in the van, or he liked to go riding in vehicles. So we have him for a while, and I get home one day right as Lisa's getting ready to go to work. She worked nights. So basically we had about a 10-minute time, and she leaves. About 20 minutes later, she calls me and said, hey, I don't have time to come back. Can you meet me and pick up a dog? I thought, okay, she wasn't paying attention, and the dog got in the van with her, and she just now noticed it. I said, yeah, I'll meet you. So I go down and meet her in the middle of nowhere. But first, before I get off the phone, I said, yeah, I'll come meet you. I hang up, and I see the dog walk by, and I'm like, okay, that was weird. So I meet her out in the middle of nowhere, and she hands me this little yellow ball of fluff. It is a tiny little yellow lab. She said, it's out here walking in the middle of nowhere. I mean, middle of nowhere. She said, and I saw it in the road, so I pulled over to come running up to me. Said, we need to find the owners. Okay, I'll take it home that night. Well, the next day, we need to take it to the vet because we need to make sure it doesn't have anything that's going to affect our dogs. And it's got, it's matted, mud on its back and everything. So we take it to the vet. And he said, yeah, it's a lab. It's a yellow lab. He said, it's got heartworms, but all puppies do. They get them from their moms. Okay. And he said, and that's not mud. That's some kind of infection on the skin. He said, here's some antibiotics. I thought, okay, we'll give them. So when we find the owner, we can give them these antibiotics. And we walk outside. I get in the car, and I look over at Lisa, and she's mad. I'm like, great. What'd I do? So she looks at me and said, I don't know whose dog this was. I'm like, oh, crap. We got another dog. So now we have 2 yellow labs and the little rat terrier. Okay. So the rat terrier, my oldest daughter Ashley, she decided she wants a dog. For her girls are getting old enough, she wants, they can actually take care of a dog, and they want a dog. They said, and she's like, I just really love Tugger was the rat terrier's name. She said, I love Tugger. So, well, y'all have more time to spend with him if you want. She said, yeah, because they want a little lap dog like that, and he's perfect. So she takes him. Yeah. So now we got the 2 labs. My son's like, or my father-in-law said, hey, if those 2 labs have a baby, we want one. Okay. So they had a baby. So they got together, and she had 3, but only 1 survived, which was okay. Then we took them, had them fixed. And she had 1 yellow lab. Now, so when he got old enough and weaned, we gave him to my father-in-law, who lives like 2 doors down from me. Well, he said, that's just too much for me. So we had to take him back. So now we have 3 yellow labs. Another daughter, hey, my husband was looking for one of these. You got this one back, can we? Yes. So now we're back to the 2 yellow labs. Okay, now the cats. I don't know where they came from. One of them, my son, his girlfriend, apparently found this cat, brought it over. She'd bring it over every time that she'd come visit, to the point where it just stayed and she ended up disappearing. The other one we went to a pet store, and they had them there in the cages, and my wife just fell in love with it. Oh, it's just beautiful. So we bought it. Okay, done with pets. The bearded dragon was a gift, I think. My son actually got it for a gift for that same girlfriend that left her cat, but somehow that gift never left our house. Now, he's had weird pets. He's had turtles for years. had, I think he had a ferret. He had a couple of rats at one point. He's had all kinds of weird pets growing up because I didn't want him growing up. Unlike, like, hey, I never had pets. You knock yourself out. So now we've got the 2 dogs, 2 cats, and the bearded dragon. We're in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we're at a pet store, and they have these pets outside the Humane Society or whatever it's there. They have it, and they have this little German Shepherd Collie mix that is just absolutely adorable. I don't know what happened. It was a blur. All I know is I'm petting this dog. Oh, look, hey, this is pretty. This is a really cute little dog. Next thing I know, we're in the car with a bag of dog food and a dog, and I don't know what happened. But he's 6, 7 months old. Him and I are buddies. It was a whirlwind. Okay, speaking of Arkansas, if you want to know where I'm at, and I meant to show you actually a lot better look than just inside my car today, but it's a nasty rainy day today. The Arkansas River runs through the middle of Arkansas. Weirdly convenient, huh? But it runs right through 2 mountain ranges. That way we have the Ouachita Mountains, and if you watch the Tom Cruise movie American Made, that supposedly takes place in Mena, Arkansas. It's a true story about the Contras from Nicaragua coming up here being trained. That little town of Mena being a huge cocaine drop back during the Clinton administration. True story. But that was in the Ouachita Mountains. They are right over there. Now, right over there is the Ozark Mountains. The old TV show, The Beverly Hillbillies, they were from the Ozarks. Actually, the term hillbillies, I think, started from the Ozark Mountains. If you've seen the movie Winter's Bone, where Jennifer Lawrence started out, that takes place in the Ozark Mountains. Of course, that took place right across the line in Missouri, but they do travel into Arkansas to visit. One scene where they visit friends in Fayetteville. But anyway, so the Arkansas River Valley is the area I live in, where the Arkansas River cuts through the 2 different mountain ranges. So literally both directions are mountains from me, which is funny because I went for a weekend training down in Alabama, and I'm there with a bunch of people, and they were like, okay, we're gonna go one night to this teacher. He has a cabin out in the woods. He said, man, you got to follow me. These are some of the worst, crookedest roads I've ever been on in my life. So I'm following them, and the whole time I'm waiting. We get to the cabin, I'm like, where's these bad, crooked roads? They're like, that was terrible, wasn't it? Where are you from? Oh yeah, Florida, Texas, Texas. Yeah, my driveway's crookeder than these roads. So, when you grow up surrounded by mountains, okay, you had a cup of coffee, you talked about coffee. So I'm trying to cover all the points. I have the napkin. I worked night shifts a lot over the years, and I drove a truck, and I have tried my best to like coffee. My brother-in-law, he'll drink 4 pots of coffee a day and can't figure out why he can't sleep. But anyway, I tried to drink coffee. I'm convinced the person that invented coffee was thirstier than I have ever been. And I tried for years doing night shift, and finally, a couple of years ago, I guess, I thought, you know what, I am going to learn to drink coffee. There has to be some version of it that I like. So I went and bought one of those Keurigs, and I proceeded to start trying the different pods, different flavors. And I figured out I could kind of grow on me because my wife and brother-in-law, they both use a lot of creamer, but they use that powdered creamer. But I'm looking at the grocery store, and there's tons of really cool creamer. Reese's Pieces and all kinds of weird creamers. So I started doing the combination. Okay, try the coffee by itself. Okay, let's try it with the creamer. Hey, this is pretty good, until the creamer is getting less and less. Now, I love coffee. The different varieties, the flavors. I'm a fan. It took a whole lot of work to get that point, but I'm a fan. Alright. Oh, you said practice video. You said you practiced that a couple times or a couple attempts at making your video. Yeah. Very much a seat of the pants. Writing on napkins is pretty bold for me. I was that one kid in school, they're like, okay, we're going to write a story. First, you need to write an outline. Yeah, I'm just going to start with Once Upon a Time and get to and they lived happily ever after. So I'm not a plan ahead type of guy. I am kind of curious about your soaps, though. My daughter at one point made candles, the scented candles, and it was really cool. She made them in wine glasses, and she would she would dye the wax, like a burgundy or a white, and she would have these scented, wine scented, or she'd just use any kind of scent with the wine in wine glasses. Sold those, actually did pretty good. Whereas I make t-shirts. I do screen printing, I do heat transfer, vinyl cutting. I've always liked that, so I make t-shirts. Interesting about, again, I can't just answer your question, I gotta be a story. And I've noticed I'm talking really fast. I'll get over that, I promise. So, on the t-shirts, when I first started doing it, I'm like, I need a room because it's obviously kind of spreading out. So we had a 2-car garage. I split it in half, and I put one side of it, basically a t-shirt room. I made it. And I emptied out our laundry room. I put the washer and dryer out there, and I put in a wash sink and all this stuff for screen printing, and I made this room. Over the time, that has become a collection of everything room. Now there's old clothes. That's where my wife hides the Christmas present for the kids. It's just tools have been moved out there. It's just slowly lost my room. But dang it. So, my youngest daughter, she went to college for a couple of years, couldn't figure out what she wanted to do, didn't want to continue until she figured out what she wanted to do. So, she quit, came to live with me for a while, and then she went and got her own place. She found a job that she really liked, but she wants to do more on that, so she decided to go back to school. And I kept telling her, come live with me, save money on your rent. She's like, well, no, I got 2 jobs I can do. I'm like, 2 jobs in school just ain't gonna work. She's like, come live with me. She's like, no, I'm not going to. Okay. So, I'll tell you this. I told you that to tell you that. So I take that, and the half of my garage was unfinished. It didn't have sheetrock and things like that, electrical outlets. It was just, so I thought, I'm going to finish it and I'm going to turn this into my t-shirt place. So I do. I spend one weekend cleaning it completely out. I bought an outbuilding. I built an outbuilding, and I moved all the motorcycles and things that were in my garage to that outbuilding. Okay, I spent the whole weekend doing that, cleaning it, getting ready. Sunday night, I'm appreciating. Okay, I'm gonna finish it next weekend. Move all my stuff in here. Felt proud of myself. My phone's ringing. Hello? Yeah, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. I'm gonna move in, but I can't move in that bedroom because I work nights. I'm like, you mentioned something about fixing the garage up for a bedroom for me. I'm like, son of a. Yeah, come on. So she took my room. So now I'm having to work, and the laundry room that used to have the laundry in it, of course it's empty, but I kind of expanded a bathroom into it so it's small. So I've got relegated to that. Once she gets back to school, I'm getting my garage back, at least half my garage back. So I do go back to your soap. Do you make the you talked about making it from scratch? I know a big thing around here at the farmers markets and things, you see a lot of people selling those soaps, and it's goat's milk soap. Have you ever done that? Because that's a popular thing here at the farmers markets, craft stores, stuff like that. I hope I covered everything you went and gave you some topics to talk about. Oh, I know this is we're really kind of telling everything I say is kind of telling you something new about myself, but I want to try to throw something out there every time that's just completely new instead of just a reaction to something you said. So I'm going to tell you a pet peeve. It annoys me when you walk into especially convenience stores. Convenience stores seem to be the worst of this. When you walk in and they have the 2 glass doors, but only one of them's unlocked, the other one stays locked, and it's always the left-hand side. Not everybody in the world is right-handed. Alright? Just annoys me when they lock. So many times I've walked up to a store, hit that left-hand door, it'd be locked, I'll just go to the next store. Just a matter of principle. Why having the 2 doors if you're going to keep one unlocked? Just a pet peeve. I'd like to say normally little things like that don't bother me, but yeah, they kind of do. I know we're going low. Once I get over telling you the basics, I do have a lot of Canada questions. Mainly the putting putting mayonnaise on everything. That is y'all, right? Let's see. I think I'm good. I know this one a little long, and feel free to keep yours as long or as brief as you like. And if it's not till next month you get around to it, I completely understand. This ain't a priority for you. But again, expect my answers really quick just because I have a lot of downtime. Weirdly thing, just went by one of my daughter's house. Okay, I will sign off now.